So apparently the internet has been obsessed with the idea that Gen Z is aging like milk. Now this has been a trend for a few months now, but I wanted to dive into it in the channel. Let's look through this with facts and logic to fully unpack this. Ultimately, let's have a conversation on this trend. Clearly, society has a problem with aging normally. It always has, it seems. There are so many factors at play here. Aging is normal, but the internet is thinking that it's affecting Gen Z at a quicker rate. Could the reason be stress? Beauty products? Before we uncover this, if you could drop a like and hit the subscribe button, that would be awesome. It really helps this channel out and it keeps you informed. Now, this conversation has been going on a good bit, but the discussion had got revived due to the popular video from an influencer named Jordan the Stallion. The video blew up and soon everyone was talking about this. Jordan tells the story how he was in line to get The Rock's autograph. When Jordan finally walked up to The Rock's table and said, "Can you please sign it for Jordan?" The Rock thought Jordan was talking about his imaginary son. Now, The Rock thought this 26-year-old Gen Zer was actually a 46-year-old middle-aged father. Gen Z, millennials, and the internet were quick to decide that Gen Z is actually aging faster. Social media was quick to respond to this video, and we have many people sharing their take. The people agreeing that Gen Z looks older are in large part millennials. Many millennials claim that Gen Z is indeed aging faster. So is Gen Z actually aging faster? Let's dive into the reasons here. So according to the New York Times, this is what people are saying, or at least the New York Times authors are saying. Those seeking to cast blame have tried to pin Gen Z's supposedly accelerated maturation on vaping, makeup, and cancel culture, or karma. Some have suggested that anti-aging products and procedures used by Gen Zers have ironically made them look older. So vaping, makeup, cancel culture, and karma. Do you guys agree with these? Now we may have something to work with here. We all know that vaping has exploded. I remember when I was in high school, all the kids were doing it. A good bit of them, at least. Now it seems like this trend is like wildfire. According to the CDC, 20% of Gen Z have used vapes. According to many studies in 2024, 31% of Gen Z reported using vape products. Pew Research even suggests that 20% of Gen Z are regular users. So basically, we have about 1/4 of Gen Z who are constantly vaping. The scary thing is we don't fully know the full effects on vaping on people, especially young people. This is such a new phenomenon and we don't have a whole lot of data out there yet. Keep in mind, it took several generations for us to finally say regular cigarettes were bad. So it is true, vaping can cause premature aging. It can lead to the breakdown of your skin, your lungs, and I think we all know where this is headed. Well, when you put all these weird chemicals in your body, and talking about putting weird chemicals in your body, beauty products. So makeup, it's this crazy thing, right? It can make you look 20 years younger, or in the case of Gen Z, supposedly, it can make you 20 years older. Social media is filled with Gen Z people putting on these extravagant makeup tutorials, promoting dozens of beauty brands, and well, Gen Z is paying attention, and they're then buying those same products. So let's get the opinion of a doctor here.
Overuse or unnecessary application of filler and toxins at a young age may affect the natural facial development, causing younger patients to look older than they are. Millennials generally have a heightened awareness of skincare and diet compared to previous generations, often incorporating a more holistic approach to well-being. This shift involves a greater emphasis on preventive skincare practices and a focus on balanced diets.
So we have Gen Z pouring makeup on their skin and it's gonna make you look older, at least the way that they're doing it. Makeup techniques tend to highlight features associated with maturity like cheekbones. Maybe the internet is onto something here. Extended use of makeup products can actually clog your pores and cause acne, and pretty much mess up with your skin if you use it like every day. Don't tell Ulta this though. Gen Z tends to wear way more makeup compared to previous generations. And here's the data for that. Data shows that 41% of Gen Z women aged 18 to 24 use makeup daily, which is higher compared to millennials at the same age, where only 30% of millennials report using makeup daily. Social media is a perfect way for Gen Z to look older than their friends. So on top of using makeup, Gen Z has been open to the idea of getting plastic surgery or other skin procedures like Botox or lip fillers. I'll tell you, when I was on this elevator like last year with some friends, this group of Gen Z girls walked in. They must have been maybe around 21-ish, so they were younger than me. Either way, they were discussing their plans to get Botox. Botox? Like, what? You're like 21 and you're getting Botox. I mean, just my opinion, but you barely have any wrinkles when you're in your early 20s. This exact situation is happening everywhere too. Here's another doctor's opinion here.
It is not uncommon to see 18-year-olds with lip filler. 20-year-olds are having Botox and fillers, semi-permanent makeup in the form of eyebrows and lips, all of which combined can make you appear older. But actually, once you start down this route, it's very hard to go back to being entirely natural, especially when the affirmations start on social media.
So yeah, social media has exploded this makeup trend, and young Gen Z is noticing this, and they're following this cosmetic trend. I don't want to bash anyone who decides to get plastic surgery, but a huge side effect could be, if you get it young enough, it'll make you look older, especially if you're about 20. Many of the popular Hollywood actors or social media influencers all have some sort of work done. When you're constantly seeing social media like that, at the levels that Gen Z is doing so, you are then going to want to look like your heroes or your stars that you always look up to. Now we can dive into a huge topic and TED Talk on how social media and Hollywood and even the music industry has created these super unrealistic beauty standards, but that's a discussion for another video. Now, a constant theme on this channel has been how social media is having a devastating impact on mental health for Gen Z. Gen Z spends so much time on TikTok and Instagram. Gen Z spends around 4 hours a day scrolling through social media, and that's just on the lower end. Now, I don't have to be the first to tell you that extensive use of social media can really increase stress levels and lower happiness levels. That is the unfortunate side effect of social media. On top of this, we have talked about how the cost of living has exploded and really affected Gen Z. It's absolutely not Gen Z's fault, though, that rent and groceries have just skyrocketed over the past few years here. Gen Z is having to worry more and more about whether they can afford to pay rent, and way more compared to other generations. So many Gen Zers may not have much money to go out, which is contributing to social isolation. For example, Gen Z may not be going out as much as previous generations. If you want to know more about this topic and why Gen Z is not showing up to the party, click on the video right here. So all these societal trends among Gen Z, whether it be keeping up with beauty trends, paying increased rent, or simply not going outside as much, it all leads to the Achilles heel of youth: stress. Stress is a pretty powerful thing and tremendously increases the aging process. That is just known. That's common knowledge. Among Gen Z, stress has skyrocketed, according to the American Psychological Association. So the APA here, they basically did a bunch of surveys across the country, and what they found was that Gen Z reported higher than average stress levels compared to their older generations. For instance, Gen Z adults aged around 18 to 23 reported an average stress level around 6.1 out of 10, which is way higher than millennials, which was around 5.6. Gen X was around 5.2. Baby boomers, super low stress level at 4.0. Stress from Gen Z isn't a new discovery. I think it's something we all kind of knew. It's just a little hard to discuss. Overall, social media and the internet has a tendency to blow things out of proportion. If you know Gen Z, you'll know that there are still plenty of Gen Z people that look their age or even younger. The internet just took this trend and idea and ran with it. Now, I do think there are several factors leading to Gen Z looking older, like the ones we talked about in this video. But ultimately, I think it's going to take time for us to fully know if Gen Z has really aged like milk. What do you think about this? Do you think Gen Z is actually aging faster, or is this just a huge internet exaggeration? Wouldn't be the first time. Let me know in the comments section below. Well guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to hit that like button and click that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out and it keeps you informed. And like always, we'll be back with another video. See ya.